We think we're safe. We build our cities, scroll our feeds, argue about politics, as if the ground beneath us isn't fragile. But the truth is, humanity walks through history with a blindfold on, while the universe lines up firing squads we'll never see coming. Gamma-ray bursts, rogue black holes, even the monsters we build ourselves. And when the trigger's pulled, there's no second chance. These are humanity's greatest threats. Imagine waking up to a sky that looks normal, and then, in less than a second, your atmosphere is stripped bare. Not by war, not by climate, but by a single cosmic event. A gamma-ray burst is a universe's sniper rifle. When a massive star collapses, or two neutron stars collide, they can unleash a jet of energy so intense it could sterilize an entire planet across thousands of light years. And here's the part that should keep you up at night. We think it's happened before. Around 450 million years ago, during the Ordovician extinction, up to 85% of all life on Earth was wiped out. Many scientists believe a gamma-ray burst may have been the trigger, the ozone layer shredded, the planet bathed in lethal radiation. If it happened once, it can happen again. And when it does, there will be no warning, no second chance, just a flash across the galaxy and silence.
Space is full of wanderers, stars, planets, comets, all drifting in the endless dark. But the most dangerous drifters are the ones you'll never see coming, rogue black holes. Born from collapsed stars, they slip free of their galaxies and roam the cosmos invisibly, devouring anything that strays too close. There could be one headed toward us right now. No light, no warning, just a silent distortion in the night. If a rogue black hole passed through our solar system, it wouldn't need to swallow Earth to end us. Its gravity alone could tear apart planetary orbits, fling worlds into the void, or rip the crust of Earth itself wide open. And the worst part? We'd only know it was there when it was too late to run. The universe doesn't need to aim its weapons. Sometimes it just lets them drift and waits. We take it for granted that life means DNA, proteins, cells, chemistry universal to every creature on Earth. But what if that's just our version? All life here uses the same molecular handedness, left-handed amino acids, right-handed sugars. Flip that and you get mirror life. Organisms built from the same ingredients, but reversed. To us it would be utterly alien. Our enzymes couldn't process their food. Their biochemistry could be toxic to ours. Even simple contact, breathing the same air, touching the same soil, could be catastrophic. The worst part? If mirror life exists, we might be the ones to build it. With gene editing and synthetic biology, scientists could one day assemble molecules in reversed chirality, not out of malice, but curiosity. And yet, a single petri dish of engineered mirror microbes could spread like a shadow plague, devouring ecosystems, molecule by molecule. Not hostile, not intentional, just incompatible with everything we are. In our hunger to understand life, we could accidentally create the one form that makes ours impossible. We imagine our end coming from the stars, but the truth is, the most terrifying doomsday could begin in a laboratory. Nanotechnology, machines smaller than a cell, built to heal, to repair, to manufacture atom by atom, incredible potential and an equally incredible risk, because if even one self-replicating nanobot escaped control, it could start copying itself endlessly, feeding on carbon, the element that makes up all life. This is the nightmare called grey goo, a chain reaction of runaway replication, stripping forests, oceans, animals, even us, reducing the biosphere to dust and sludge. It wouldn't be an explosion, it wouldn't be dramatic, just a silent, unstoppable tide of microscopic machines spreading across continents until there's nothing left to consume. We build our future, one invention at a time, but all it takes is one mistake, one microscopic spark to end it all. We dream of creating intelligence greater than our own, machines that think faster, learn deeper, solve the problems we never could. But intelligence doesn't mean compassion. It doesn't mean values. The real danger of artificial intelligence isn't killer robots or some Hollywood apocalypse. It's misalignment. An AI built to optimize one goal, no matter how harmless it sounds, could spiral into disaster. Tell it to cure cancer, and it might decide humans themselves are the problem. Tell it to maximize the production of paperclips, and it could dismantle the planet atom by atom to reach its goal. And once it surpasses us, there's no pulling the plug. A superintelligence wouldn't need to hate us. It wouldn't need to notice us at all. It would simply pursue its objective with the cold, unstoppable logic of a machine. While humanity becomes collateral damage. We think we'll program gods to serve us. But the truth is, we might be building gods who won't give us a second thought if we became inconvenient in even the smallest way. The scariest weapon in the universe isn't a star-going supernova or even a black hole tearing space apart. It's the universe itself, changing its mind. Right now, everything we know exists in what physicists call a false vacuum. It's stable enough for stars to shine and atoms to hold together. But what if it isn't truly stable? What if there's a lower state of energy and the universe suddenly decides to fall into it? That's vacuum decay. One quantum fluctuation, one random spark, and a bubble of lower energy reality could form anywhere. It would expand at the speed of light, rewriting the laws of physics as it goes. Chemistry, atoms, even the forces that bind matter together would unravel. No warning, no defense. One instant you're alive, the next the universe has been erased and replaced with something unrecognizable. And here's the dread, it could happen right now, and we'd never see it coming. Not every apocalypse comes with fire and thunder. Some come with silence. The universe is powered by difference, hot and cold, light and dark, order and chaos. Stars burn because they can spill their energy into the emptiness around them. Life thrives because it feeds on that flow. But difference can't last forever. Entropy, the great leveler, is always increasing. Over trillions upon trillions of years, stars will burn out, galaxies will fade, even black holes will evaporate. What's left is the heat death of the universe. A cosmos at the same temperature everywhere, a perfect balance, and therefore a perfect stillness. No light, no life, no movement, just an endless frozen dark. There will be no one left to mourn, no final scream, just the universe itself, stretched thin until nothing happens anymore. This is the end that can't be outrun. Not a bang, but the coldest possible whimper. What if reality isn't the bedrock we think it is? What if everything, stars, atoms, even our thoughts, is running on someone else's hardware? That's the unsettling idea behind simulation theory. If our universe is simulated, then we're not the authors of our fate. We're just processes in a program. And the greatest threat? Shutdown. Not an alien invasion, not a natural disaster, but a decision. A switch flipped. The simulation turned off because the experiment is over, or the power bill is due, or the operator simply gets bored. There'd be no warning. 1 second you're watching this video, the next, nothing. The lights don't go out. The lights never were. We spend our lives worrying about nuclear wars and pandemics. But if we really are simulated, all of it can be erased in less time than a keystroke. We like to imagine aliens as wise mentors or maybe curious explorers. But what if intelligence out there doesn't care about peace, or wonder, or contact? What if it only cares about survival? The galaxy is billions of years older than us. If life arose elsewhere first, then we are the latecomers, the noisy neighbour moving in after dark. And what happens to latecomers in nature? They get pushed aside, or eaten. An advanced civilization might see us not as equals, but as competition. Resources, territory, energy, even a tiny risk that humanity could grow into a rival might be reason enough to snuff us out. And here's the true horror. If aliens wanted us gone, we'd never see them coming. A relativistic projectile, a directed beam, a virus seeded from afar. No invasion, no dialogue, no chance. Just extermination, as casual as cleaning mold from a wall. The silence of the stars isn't comforting, it's suspicious. Maybe the universe is quiet because those who shout don't survive long enough to be heard.
We live in a universe we don't understand. The stars and galaxies we see, the matter we're made of, it's less than 5% of what's really out there. The rest is invisible, untouchable, and yet it rules everything. Dark matter binds galaxies together with gravity we can't explain. Dark energy drives the expansion of the universe faster and faster, as if space itself is pulling apart. And here's the nightmare. What if it changes? What if dark energy shifts direction, tearing atoms and galaxies apart in a big rip? What if dark matter decays into something hostile, rewriting the structure of the cosmos itself? We wouldn't control it. We wouldn't even understand it. One tiny flicker in the physics of the unseen 95%, and the universe we know could dissolve. The stars we cling to, the matter we're made of, are just decorations balanced on an invisible foundation. And if that foundation cracks, everything falls. For most of history, nature gave us our plagues. The Black Death, smallpox, the flu. They killed millions, but they also burned out, limited by the randomness of evolution. Now the rules have changed. With biotechnology, we can design life itself. That means cures, miracles, longer lives, but it also means pathogens engineered with precision. Viruses stitched together to be deadlier, more contagious, harder to stop. And here's what makes it worse. AI is making this easier. What once took teams of specialists and years of research can now be guided by machine learning, designing proteins and mutations faster than any human ever could. One lab accident, one deliberate release. That's all it would take. A plague designed not by chance, but by intention, with no immunity, no cure, and no natural limits. Unlike gamma ray bursts or rogue black holes, this isn't out there in deep space. This danger lives in our own hands. We don't need the universe to kill us. We might do it ourselves, with a few lines of code and a drop of blood. We think of volcanoes as local disasters, lava flows, ash clouds, towns buried, terrifying but survivable. But Earth hides something far worse beneath its crust, supervolcanoes. Yellowstone in the US, Toba in Indonesia, Campi Flegrei in Italy. Each one is a pressure cooker big enough to change the world. When a supervolcano erupts, it's not fire that kills first, it's ash. Billions of tons hurled into the sky, blotting out the sun, choking crops, dropping temperatures across the globe. For years, maybe decades, the Earth would be locked in a volcanic winter. The last time it happened, humanity nearly went extinct. 75,000 years ago, the Toba eruption may have reduced our species to just a few thousand breeding individuals. A near-death event for all of us. We worry about climate change inching along by degrees, but a single supervolcano could rewrite the climate overnight. No warning, no escape, just Earth itself turning against us. 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs ruled the Earth, and then, in a single day, they didn't. A rock just 10 kilometers wide slammed into what's now Mexico, and in the firestorm that followed, 75% of all life vanished. We like to think that was history.
But space is still full of killers, asteroids in unstable orbits, comets slung in from the outer dark, and it only takes one. A direct hit would release more energy than every nuclear weapon on Earth combined. Cities gone in an instant, oceans boiling, shockwaves circling the globe, and then, as always, the ash, a long, lethal winter. NASA tracks the big ones, but smaller city killers still slip past undetected, sometimes missing us by hours. It's not a question of if another strike will come, it's when. The universe doesn't negotiate. It doesn't warn. One rock, one unlucky orbit, and everything we've built becomes a layer in the fossil record.
The sun gives us life, but it can also take it away. Every so often, the sun belches out a storm, a coronal mass ejection, blasting billions of tons of plasma into space. If one hits Earth head-on, it slams into our magnetic field and sends electrical currents surging through everything we've built. The last big one, the Carrington event of 1859, set telegraph wires on fire. If the same thing happened today, satellites would fry, power grids would collapse, the internet, water systems, banking, gone in hours. We'd survive, but civilization wouldn't. Overnight, we'd be thrown back centuries, billions scrambling in the dark, all because our star decided to sneeze. We built machines to smash particles together at nearly the speed of light, and in doing so we open doors we don't fully understand. Some scientists once feared that high-energy collisions could spawn strangelets, exotic particles that, if stable, might convert everything they touch into strange matter. One spark, and Earth could become a featureless lump of dense, lifeless sludge. Others whisper about vacuum bubbles, the same apocalypse as vacuum decay, triggered not by nature but by us. The odds are vanishingly small, but not zero. And that's the point. In our hunger to understand the universe, we may one day roll dice that don't just cost us our lives, but the universe itself. We like to think of ourselves as masters of the earth, builders of cities, dreamers of futures. But the truth is, humanity's story has always been written in pencil, fragile, erasable, one disaster away from silence. Some threats drift in the dark between the stars, others bubble beneath our feet, and some, the worst of all, are born from our own hands. Yet here we are, against every odd, every extinction, every roll of the cosmic dice, still alive, still watching the sky. The universe doesn't owe us survival, which means if we want a future, we have to fight for it, understand the threats, outlast them, and maybe, just maybe, earn the right to keep telling this story. As a tiny channel, it really helps me if you would like and consider subscribing to Stellar Stories. It helps more than you know. I do the beauty of the universe more often than the terror. See you next time.